Hey, welcome to Coffee with the Dead. I am your host, as always, Parayann. Let's see, we've got a lot of updates going on. I put a lot of new stuff in the shop today, new t-shirts, blankets, even pillows, all kinds of cool stuff. And I'll post a link to that in show notes, I suppose. Also gonna discount those leggings that were $45. Yeah, we're gonna bring those down to maybe like 30. Something a little more reasonable that still makes me a profit. So tonight we are hosting Marty Kingshott, and he will be talking to us about Haunted Canada. Now, he is up in the Ontario area, so he has sent quite a few pictures from there, and we'll be talking about them here in just a few minutes. If you have any questions for him, then you may call in. The number is 443-267-8217. You can also join us live on the YouTube channel. There's a live chat attached to tonight's episode, every night's episode really, but it is there. And I think that's about it. That's the only way. So before we bring Marty in, I just wanted to let all of our listeners know that I am looking for interviews always. I have one booked, I think, for next week. We're going to interview 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕡𝕜, and she is a psychic medium channeler lady. She's going to be doing some channeling sessions in lieu of the buck moon. It's supposed to be a lunar eclipse as well on that night, July 3rd. Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week's date, July 3rd. So if you want to be a guest on the show after July 3rd, send me a message or an email. You can email me at parayann@cwtd.co. Let me know what it is you want to talk about and the date that you'd be available. It needs to be a Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So, let's see. I think Marty is ready now, so we're going to go ahead and bring him in. Hey Marty, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi. So you went around and you took some pictures around your town or a nearby town?
Yeah. Yes, in the town of Bracebridge. The first picture, actually, the rock formation's just outside of town, about 25 minutes away. The first picture shows the geography, which is pretty rugged. I live in Bracebridge, Ontario. We're on the 45th parallel line, so we're halfway between the equator and the North Pole.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. We're on the Precambrian Shield, or the Canadian Shield, which has the rock, which formed after the Ice Age that covered most of northern part of North America.
Oh, okay.
And so when the ice receded, it dumped all this nice hard rock, the hardest rock on Earth. So there's a lot of rock formation, lakes, muskeg, swamps in this area. In the Bracebridge area alone, there's 5 waterfalls.
So are these rock formations, because they're so old, I mean, are there a lot of stories attached to them about, any weird sightings, or when you go up there, have you had anything happen?
No, not really, but it's interesting that it's the oldest rock surface on Earth.
Right. You said they're over 1,000,000 years old, right?
Yeah, about several 100 million years old. So there could be remains of dinosaurs because before the Ice Age, the Earth was a lot warmer and there were dinosaurs roaming everywhere.
Right, right. So, are there dig groups that go in the rocks and try to find any kind of archaeological remains or anything?
Uh, I suppose yes. They haven't recently, but in the past they have.
Okay.
Um,
What kind of things have they found?
Old fossils.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think they found a pterodactyl skeleton, not around here, but further north. So when the dinosaurs died out, and then they had the Ice Age, it preserved everything, as
Right.
far as I know.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I'm showing off the pictures that you sent. So we're doing a little slideshow as you talk here. So each place has its own little picture with it. And
yeah.
so we got three people in chat. So hi, Sergeant Poodlepants, Verdict Zero, and Bishop Arts and Sciences says Marty. He says, have you collected any fossils for yourself?
No, I have to be digging really hard. There, I think I'd leave that to the Archaeological Society
Mm-hmm.
and probably some geologists too.
Right.
Probably cover some because with the shield, it's rich with resources like nickel. Not down here per se, but further north, they found large nickel deposits and copper, and so there's a lot of mineral riches here, but no oil.
No oil, just the minerals.
No, no, just minerals. The oils are further west.
Oh, so there's everything's there. It's just not near you. But you have the cool stuff. Dinosaurs are pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bracebridge is an interesting town. It has 5 waterfalls, which also supply some of the power
Oh, that's
in the
cool.
area.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
one of the power stations was the first built in Ontario to provide power in the town, which was a lot smaller than now. It's now 16,000 people.
Wow. Yeah.
There's something a little odd. There's 5 graveyards.
In one town.
Yes, which is kind of unusual
Right.
for a
That's
town
a
like
lot of graveyards.
this. Yeah, there's 3 still active, 2 are not. Both of them are full. One of them is in one of the slides later at the monastery. Uh, this used to be Ojibwe territory, and then it was ceded to the British government.
Yeah.
And then,
For like the War of 1812. Was
yes,
that?
well, 1812 was a little further south. Oh, well, we did have an explorer in the general area, Samuel de la Plaine, a French explorer.
Okay.
Went through further south. He went through the Muskoka Lakes. He only got far as Lake Huron to find a route to China, and that's how far he went.
Wow. So are any of those graveyards, are they war? Are they from the Civil War, or are they just for locals? Or
They're for locals.
oh wow, okay.
However, because this used to be a Ojibwe territory, and the way this area have been formed, there's probably a lot of Aboriginal burial grounds around.
Right,
So,
right. So are there any stories attached to these graveyards? Charlotte is in chat and she says everyone's dying to get into the graveyard.
yes. Well, some of them are new. As I said, the Anglican missionary is the oldest. One of the oldest. The second one is the one that's only less than like 4 blocks away from my house. It's filled. That was the first cemetery.
So what's the earliest grave in there?
I think it was 1864.
Okay. That's
So
kind of new
it's probably
still,
more,
but yeah.
some of the gravestones are have deteriorated, so I'm not sure. I'll give another look around. I'll start snooping around the cemeteries.
You should. Yes.
Oh,
See, Sergeant Piddlepants is asking, are any of the graveyards for a specific family? Oh no, I think his video froze on us. So when he refreshes, we'll. Are you there?
yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
All good.
Uh,
So Sergeant Piddlepants here is asking, are any of the graveyards for a specific family only?
no. Whoop. No, it's not. Sorry, what happened there? No, it hasn't. It's, oh, I'm running out of storage. Oh, no!
What's going on? Phone's going all over the place here.
Yeah, we're having a storm.
Okay.
So I guess I'll be quick. No, it's all municipal cemeteries. It does. No one family owns it, but there's probably
Oh no, I guess those storms are interfering with his signal quite a bit. So, let's see. Yeah, AJ Ball, oh Canada. Yeah, okay. Very nice.
yeah. So
Are you
yeah,
back?
I'm back. Oh,
All right, so we got Bishop Arts and Sciences is asking, are there any native burial grounds around your town or with any lore to them? So any of those like native aboriginals or anything?
well, that'll take further study because, to be honest, no one's really sure where they are. There is some. That's what has been told over the years, but the exact burial grounds are unknown. There's no markers, no charts,
Oh,
unless I can dig really deep. That
well, that's depressing not to know where you're buried, I guess. Let's see.
probably have it.
That
Well,
storm is
never mind.
really acting up, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. What a muck up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I have to do more research. I can try a bit of town, but the real get the information from the Ojibways or possibly a government source, which is in Toronto, and right now it's closed.
Yeah.
Because of the virus.
Yeah. So,
So,
well, if you find out, I'll have you back on and we can talk all about that. How about it?
absolutely.
So the second slide here, you say you have the Cowie Fathers at Bracebridge. So tell us, what is that?
It's a monastery which was opened. Well, it's from the Society of St. John the Evangelists, which was established in 1866. The actual monastery was built in 1926 by the Cowie Fathers
Okay.
to take care of the missions and do humanitarian work.
Is it like super haunted or like what's the story with it?
The graveyard's creepy.
How so?
Interesting enough, as you can tell in one of the pictures, there's no marker, there's no names. It's just a cross,
Right.
which is kind of interesting. And there's been reports of a shadowy figure going through the graveyard or going to the basement in the actual monastery.
Hmm.
So
Are there any?
yeah.
Do they think it's? Do they know who it is? Are there any guesses?
There's a guess it's probably one of the brothers that passed away. there. There's 15 graves. So in a period from 1929 to 1983 when it closed, and now it's a bed and breakfast.
What the monastery is?
Yes.
Wow.
So you can go there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very
That's
interesting.
unusual, yeah.
Yeah, it was closed for a while, and then they opened it like about 15 years ago as a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's very strange, very interesting.
So have you
So, yeah,
actually had any... Do you have a ghost story of your own, or are you kind of more like the historian ghost hunter type?
yeah, the historical going type. But when I went there, it was in the daytime, but it was, I don't know, I had a very uneasy feeling. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't stick around the graveyard. The monastery, which still has the church bell on it, as I found out.
The original bell?
Yeah, the original
Oh,
bell. It was
nice.
taken down. It was taken down in the early '80s. They found it again. It was put in storage, and then they set it up and put it back up.
They
So
found it. Was it lost?
no, I think the monastery decided to put it away for a while.
Oh, okay.
Well, put it in storage because they weren't sure what they're going to do about it.
Right.
But so it was like stored away, and no one really knew where it was. Uh, Interesting enough, growing up, I was told never to go near that monastery,
Uh,
especially at night and around Halloween.
oh, is there a
Yeah.
particular Halloween ghost story?
Well, being All Hallows Eve, the Nights of Spirits, we had a elderly lady that lived in that neighborhood said that they'd come out in the pier looking around for souls.
Oh.
But yeah, I know it.
Who
When
comes
you're
out though? Just the ghosts, just the random ghosts, or are there like specific people?
just random ghosts.
Oh, ghosts eat souls, huh? That's what you were told?
Yeah. Yes, I know. I think she was just trying to scare us.
Yeah. Right? Trying
So
to
we
let you
stay
know,
away.
like, don't trespass.
Yeah. Yeah, don't trespass. Never go in that cemetery at all. Stay away from that monastery, too. 'Cause you
Hmm.
never know what will come out.
A soul eating ghost, apparently.
Yes.
Mm.
But I did get an uneasy feeling when I was there. And that was like the middle of the day. It was like around 2 p.m.
Mm.
But when you look at the picture, it's kind of dark.
The one of the building itself.
Yeah, the building, well, and the graveyard too. It's like there's a lot of trees and
A lot of
like
shaded
a
areas,
shadow.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a shadow,
Hmm.
which is kind of strange.
So Charlotte says
So,
she's actually been there. She says when her sister lived in Toronto, we would climb over the wall to the graveyard late at night. We wanted to see ghosts, but only saw cats.
yeah, yeah, probably the neighborhood cats.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
and
you're,
stray cats probably.
mm. So your next slides here, you have a what's this? What's the building with the has like an antenna on it right after the monastery?
Oh, one moment. Oh, that's one of the monastery buildings.
That's another monastery. So how many are there on the property then?
There's three. Well, there was three. One was torn down. There's two left.
Oh, okay.
One of them is the actual church. Couldn't get in there. Not allowed
No.
unless you pay.
Do they? Oh, unless you pay, so they give tours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they may have tours, but I haven't heard anything lately. Yeah, that's the second building. That's the actual bed and breakfast right there.
This one is with the lightning rod on the top.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. It looks a little more modern than the brick building. Were they built at the same time?
I think this one was built in the later years. they did renovations too. So
Ah,
they restored good part of the building.
gotcha. Yeah, it definitely looks like the stone is looks more modern. So let's
Yeah.
see. Hey, Melissa, welcome to chat. She says sorry she's late. Charlotte's all about taking a road trip, so maybe we'll end up there. Hey, Charlotte, we'll take the Red Vein crew up there and stay in the B&B. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Do a live investigation. It'd be fun.
There's a lot of interesting haunting places here.
Yeah. Your next picture. Oh, it's another. So you have. What is this? Looks like. Is this also in the graveyard? An interesting tombstone here. Is this a crucifix?
Yeah, yeah. That was interesting. I'm like, oh, geez.
That just kind of stood out. Yeah.
Yeah, it stood out.
Yeah.
It's like that's what the elderly lady said. Those eyes watch you, too. So I'm like, oh, really? I'm kind of, yeah, maybe that got in the back of my mind. It's very imposing. I don't think I was allowed to go into the actual cemetery. I did.
Well, clearly you were in there, so.
Yeah, I was clearly in there. I snuck in, took a couple pictures, so I wouldn't get in trouble.
You were there during the daylight, but regardless, I appreciate your efforts. The one little the cross here in this last picture, it almost looks like it's made out of wood. Like the stone is just so old, it almost looks like petrified.
Yeah, it is. It's like petrified wood.
Oh, it is wood. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very interesting cemetery, and of course you got the stone wall around it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's unusual. It's like it's elevated.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I like the little path that has like the wooden archway. It looks cute.
yeah, I think the stone wall is a retaining wall, so in case of heavy rains, it won't wash out.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, there's a graveyard here in town that actually flooded, and all the caskets came up to the surface, so they had to move the graveyard up on top of a hill.
Yeah, Kate the Post, you know the movie.
Right? Yeah, it was a little like that scene. Yeah, a little like the poltergeist scene. Yeah. A tad. See, so Bishop Arson Sciences wants to know, do you know any ghost stories of the monastery that any people have told you locally? Like what are there any like legends that get circulated? You're really muted. Speak up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
There you go. There's your volume.
Okay. Well, there's only the story about seeing a shadow figure in the basement and occasionally wandering the graveyard. Now, that's a pretty well-known legend. If it's true or not, I don't know. We'll have to get a paranormal society up there and check it out.
Do you have one in town? Is there one in Ontario that you know of?
Actually, there's a few in Ontario. There's actually one in Muskoka. They've gone out to other places like in Gravenhurst. There's an old asylum.
Those are always interesting, yeah.
Yes, indeed. And there's a place in Bala called the Bala Bay Inn. I used to work there in the early 90s for a summer. And
is that a hotel or like another bed and breakfast?
It was a hotel. It's now owned by the Marriott hotel chain, and they have their employees reside there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what happened when you worked there? You said that it was super haunted?
Yeah, the owner...
You dropped out again.
I'm sorry. It was built in early 19th century or 20th century by the Sutton family. The owner's wife died of pneumonia, I believe.
Mm.
And then the owner died shortly after, both in the hotel.
Okay. While it was a hotel? Like, it was built as a hotel, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a hotel. And a few other people have died in that building too.
So, like,
So,
did anything happen to you while you were working there?
well, uh, sometimes you hear TVs turn on and off, and you hear noises in the hallway, especially when you're there by yourself.
Right.
At the end of the summer, at the end of October, the hotel usually closed down for the winter, and we pack everything up. We put the bedding away and close everything up, shut everything down. I'm usually there. There were times I was there by myself when I heard footsteps.
And nobody else was there.
Yeah. Now, and then you hear other noises, but you're like, you know what? It's probably just the wind. It's an old building. So at the time, it was 70 years old. But it's always in the back of your mind with the stories. There's like 3 or 4 ghosts. The owners, there's a little girl and another man that haunts the place. They turn the TV on and off, doors closing.
Have people seen them?
No.
So no apparitions, but they make noises.
Yeah.
Now, was there ever an investigation done there?
Yes, there was. A few have investigated it.
Oh, very
You
good.
can go online and just go to 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕡𝕠𝕜 Inn, Bala, Ontario, and
Bala Bay?
you'll get the
Is that what you said? Bala Bay?
Yeah, 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕡𝕜 Inn.
I'll put a link to that in the show notes so everyone can go and check that out. Yeah. So, your next picture here. Oh, more of the graveyard with those crosses are so tall. And they don't have any names. Is there a reason there's no names on the tombstones in that graveyard?
Just wooden crosses.
Yeah.
I think over the years they may have just deteriorated, but they may have.
So that's what they.
Or maybe they just decided not to put the names on.
Right.
Because to remain anonymous. So
Interesting.
I'm not sure about that story.
What's the story behind the library now in this next picture?
Oh, this is the Bracebridge Public Library. It's known as the Carnegie Building.
Okay.
It
reminds me of like an old college kind of style building.
Yes, that was why it was designed like. It was designed that way. The U.S. industrialist and billionaire Andrew Carnegie donated money and helped fund building these buildings, like libraries, all over the world. And that's one of them in Bracebridge.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was. The building was built in 1908. It was a lot smaller. In the 80s, it expanded to twice its size. It's always been the Bracebridge Public Library.
Yeah.
Since,
what's spooky about it? Who haunts there?
Well, there's a story that an old librarian when she died, decided to make the library her home.
That makes sense.
Yes, I haven't. That's the story. I'm not sure it's true. I go there a lot. Right now, of course, it's closed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
However, there's been stories circling around for years about books moving and hearing footsteps, especially, and seeing lights at night.
Oh, lights. Interesting. What, like the lights are turned on or like different?
Yeah, turn on and off.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. However, maybe we need to investigate that further, but I don't know. People at the library are a little squeamish about people nosing around about the library. I don't know.
Yeah, librarians have their own personalities, I guess. So, to your knowledge, there haven't been any like actual formal investigations done there.
No, I believe not.
Just a lot of stories. Interesting. Now, have you had anything happen while you've been there? You say you go there a lot.
Yes, unfortunately, no. But
maybe you just haven't gone to the right section.
Yeah, right section at the right time.
Exactly. Yes.
It's like maybe I should get locked in the library.
You should. Let us know how that goes.
Yeah, without tripping the security camera or security alarm.
Just stay really still.
I don't know. For all night, I don't know if I could do that.
See, so Bishop Arts and Sciences is saying, so did Andrew Carnegie, he paid for the library, or did he actually design it and build it?
It was built. It was built by his design. He designed it. He donated all the money to it. I'm not sure how much it cost. It probably cost several $100,000.
Right.
Yeah, he just donated the money. Very generous, Andrew Carnegie. So the town's in debt for the Carnegie family.
Yeah, we have there's Carnegie Halls. I mean, I've heard of them before. Yeah. There's multiple. So it's I guess more of it's an architectural design style and yes. a very generous man.
Yes, the Carnegie family was very generous. It seems they donated like millions and millions of dollars to different foundations, and they helped build schools and libraries and hospitals.
They did. Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
I didn't know that they were as far north as Canada, though. That's really cool. I really had only heard of them here in the States.
Yes, it was kind of surprising. Apparently they built all over Canada and in Europe and other places in the world.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So, Sergeant Poodlepants is asking, is there anything significant about the land on which the library is built?
Not really.
No, just a library, and the librarian is still there.
Yeah, it's just a library. It was vacant land. There was a restaurant beside it. That used to be the gas station. The main gas station in Bracebridge. It closed in the...
Or is that in some of these pictures of downtown that you had sent me?
Yes. Yeah, that's downtown Bracebridge. A lot of brick buildings built late 19th, early 20th century. It's pretty nice. We had a fire in the mid-'80s, destroyed part of the downtown.
I love how you say that, just like, oh, by the way, downtown kind of got burnt.
Yeah.
No big deal, but,
Actually, that was, yeah, I was there. 4 or 5 buildings burned to the ground.
Was it arson, or what happened?
No, electrical fire. One of the old buildings. Yeah, old electrical.
Oh, that's a shame. I hate it when historical buildings get destroyed.
Yeah, it shorted out. There was a short and woof.
And woof, indeed.
Yeah, it destroyed a lot of the...
What is this next picture? It has like the 2 triangle sides with the chimney in the middle. Now, what build is that? Just a better view of the library?
Oh yes, yep. That's from across the street. That's the entire.
That's an impressive building.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very unusual building. We have different kind of buildings, Victorian brick buildings like the Carnegie building. Next door is the new post office. It's like postmodern. We got Spanish-style villas.
What kind?
As private residences. It's like houses like you'd think you'd see in Southern California.
Oh.
Out in the subdivision. But yeah.
That's awesome. Super scenic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bishop Arts and Sciences wants to know, what's the spookiest thing that's ever happened to you personally?
Oh, wow. Well, the at the Bella Bay Inn, when you hear footsteps and a slam of the door, and you know you're the only one in, and all the doors are locked.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's a little creepy. So of course, I have to check, just in case someone's breaking in, right?
Of course, right.
So I look and there's no one there, and it's like it's getting dark too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like by October, it's like dark by like 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it does get dark earlier. So it just kind of puts your hair on ends, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a little creepy. I finished on my work really quickly and left. I went down the stairs and I locked the door. I made sure the door was locked, and I was gone.
See, I'd be the opposite. I'd be like, this is the best job ever, and I would stay there. And I'd never want to leave. No, it scared you though, huh?
Yeah, it was a little scary.
Had you heard the stories before that happened?
Well, I didn't tell a lot of people what happened to me.
Oh.
They're like, that's crazy.
Oh, okay.
But, over the years I've told people, it's like, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah, apparently the owners would not, in the evening, the owners at the time he would not go in that building at night.
Even the owner, wow. Now, did he ever say why?
Well, I think because he was a very strong Catholic family, very superstitious.
So, but yet things happened that he couldn't explain, so he just avoided going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Well, I think he heard what happened and incidents with the TVs and stuff like that, so he probably figured it was haunted, and probably, he's originally from Italy, so so they're pretty superstitious.
Right.
So a very superstitious family, so I can understand him not being around at night, because it's kind of creepy.
Sure, yeah. If you have the option to not be there and it scares you, that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can leave it for people like me to come and I'll be the night watch guard.
Yeah, I was also night watchman too.
Oh, you were? Well, you're not supposed to be scared then.
Well, I do have to say there was a picture of the owner in one of the dining rooms. Mm-hmm. That was the creepiest of all. It was I think a 12 by 16 picture of a portrait of him, and he just looked, it was like he stared out.
Did his eyes follow you wherever you went? Yeah. His eyes moved with you? As many of those paintings do, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people were very uncomfortable. People have approached me and asked me about that picture. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the owner. He's like, oh.
Yeah, and, still watching over his house.
Yes, he is watching over the building. But I always have that strange feeling in that room that he's staring, that the eyes follow you, especially at night. When I was night watchman for a few nights, I really did not want to go in there.
Everything happens at night.
even with the lights on. It just absolutely creeped me out.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but...
No, it really doesn't. If you get a feeling, you get a feeling. That's not crazy. That's valid. I mean, you might have actually been not alone.
Yeah, probably.
Right, yeah.
But when I leave, I go, good night, Mr. Sutton, and then I leave. Just to say good night to the ghost, or good night, Sutton. And I hesitate for a second to hear a noise. Usually I don't hear a noise, but But you know,
Do you
that was
ever
just
say
great.
hello when you get there?
Uh, Not really. There's a lot of people around during the day, so they probably find it a little strange.
Yeah, well,
I, I,
yeah.
I would say I wouldn't say hello, son. I would say good morning to everyone.
Right.
So I think they finally, so they probably heard it.
I'm sure.
Whoever maybe
What
residing in
is
the building.
what is Woodchester now on this next slide? What's the ghost stories about this place?
Oh, the next two pictures is the Woodchester Villa. It was built for the Bird family.
It's
Uh,
really cool looking.
yes, it's one of the few octagon buildings left in North America. It's protected. It's an Ontario heritage site. Um, there's a plaque on it too. It was built by for the Bird family, who owned the Bird's Mill, the wool mill on the river, just down the hill from Woodchester Villa. It was built in 1882,
Hmm.
and the design of the building was meant for good luck and wellness.
Oh, okay.
However,
However, oh.
however, tragically, two members of his family died of tuberculosis, two
Mm.
children, and his wife died of pneumonia in
Wow.
that building.
Did they die close
So,
together?
um, let's see. They think the children died within a year of each other,
Hmm.
and the wife, Mrs. Bird, died sometime after. Uh, but they say the ghost of Henry Bird and the ghost of the children still reside on the second floor
Now, have
of the
you been
building.
inside?
Yes, I have. Right now, it used to be a museum, but now it's a banquet hall, and you
Oh,
can hold events down there
oh, very
in the
cool.
building. But unfortunately, hopefully, I'm trying to dig up some inside pictures with they had furniture. That was from the original furniture from the house, owned by the Bird family,
Mm.
until 1980, when they gave the house to the town of Bracebridge. So
Oh,
it's run by Ontario Parks and Recreation, and it's protected by the province as a heritage site.
oh, that's very cool. Yeah. So, when you were inside, did anything happen to you?
No, but there's stories of hearing footsteps. Some people have heard footsteps upstairs, especially on the very top. Now, that section, the top, the very top, you go around the chimney. That hasn't had, there's no access up there. It's been closed since 1980.
Hmm. But people still
So
hear
people have,
footsteps in that area.
yes.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
they said late at night, the curator have heard footsteps on the second floor. This is after the museum closed.
Hmm.
So there's a legend there, and, and there's been reports of people seeing shadow figures, like people in the windows on the second floor building.
Hmm. Spooky.
Yeah, I'll
But
have to get some pictures because they have a dumbwaiter in the actual building.
oh, now are there stories related to that? I would imagine the children would play with that.
Yes, sometimes you hear the dumbwaiter go up and down,
Mm-hmm.
according, according to the stories. I'm pretty sure the dumbwaiter's still there, but it showed how much money the Bird family made with their wood mill.
Right.
So they could afford a very beautiful, odd building like that, have like every every luxury at that time, and a dumbwaiter too.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That definitely shows
Yeah.
their status.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, absolutely.
Bishop Arts and Sciences wants to know, are you chummy with any local ghost hunters, and have they told you any stories?
I know a few. Not chummy. I did go to high school with one of them. Uh, but she's busy doing other things. But if you go to Paranormal Muskoka, they have probably have more information, probably a lot more than I have right now.
I'll grab that link from
Uh,
you after the show, and I'll put it in the notes
okay.
for anyone who wants to check that out.
Yes.
Let's see. AJ
So,
Ball is asking, do you give ghost tours? Because you have the historic knowledge. So I mean, have you ever considered?
uh, I have considered. Well, I would probably do a web or podcast
Yeah.
on the history and ghost stories related to it. Because a couple of my friends made comment to me. It's like from the Ghostbuster movie. It's like Rachel's is kind of like Spook Central, but there's a lot of haunted buildings.
Yeah.
More buildings than usual that are very strange and unusual, and probably have paranormal activity in it.
Let's see. So you got another picture here of downtown after that building. So is this just another? Is this street famous? It was
Yes,
Dominion Street.
that's Manitoba Street.
Manitoba. Oh, okay. I thought the stop
Yeah.
sign said. Okay.
Yes.
What's the story behind the street?
It's just a downtown area. That's the four-way stop. As you can see, if you enlarge it, there's a lot of old brick buildings.
Yeah, there's a
Very
lot of beautiful architecture in these pictures that you sent. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of these brick buildings have been there since earlier than the 1920s.
That's amazing.
So,
They're still used and just being repurposed.
yes.
That's great. Yeah, we do the same thing here. Like the East Coast has a lot of really old buildings, and they've been turned into apartments or small businesses, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
But they're still there.
yeah, yeah. Same thing here. Apartments, stores. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of these buildings are like 100 years old.
So, do you know any of the business owners?
I'm. Well, there's a bar. Well, there's a Irish pub, Kelly's, owned by John Kelly. There's a few other management people changed there and here and there.
Sure. Now, are there any stories to the pub?
No. Well, actually, that pub used to be part of a restaurant that I worked in, but that was from the 1980s. But they divided in half, and one part of it is now a house, a gym. The other part is the pub.
So it's
A lot
like
of
healthy and unhealthy right in the same building, huh?
Yeah, a lot of merry men in that pub.
Yeah, quite a bit. So what is this white building now that is on the next slide?
That's the Bird's Mill. That's owned by the Bird family,
Okay.
who had the Winchester Villa. Yes. It was built for production of wool. Now, the farmers in the area would bring in the raw wool, and in return they would get spin yarn for their use, and then they produced blankets. Yes, there's two were popular, Mackinac and Indian Point.
So they have two
There were-
mills? They have two different locations?
There was two separate buildings. One is part of Bracebridge Hydro, part of the power distribution. That helped put electricity in the mill when it was open.
From those one of the 6 waterfalls, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of Bracebridge Falls. They also made blankets, and that was very important during the First World War.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of blankets and uniforms for the troops, the British troops and Canadian troops, during the First World War.
Oh, that's great.
As soon as they got an order, they fill it out quickly, and they send it right out. And they pretty much, as soon as possible, went right to the front lines in Europe.
Right. Wow. So, are there any ghost tales from this building then? Given all the activity that, used to go on?
I honestly haven't heard any stories.
It's a cool building, though. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool history.
Yes, the mill closed in 1953.
Oh, so are they open for historic tours now?
Right now, it is used for the Bracebridge Chamber of Commerce and the Visitor Center.
Really?
Yeah, so people can go in and look around.
Okay.
Pretty much, they renovated the inside, but pretty much the actual rooms are the rooms. The first room where the Visitor Center is, that was the storage area. Further back was the machinery, which has been taken out.
Do they still have like pictures of what it used to look like?
Yes, I believe it does.
That's cool. Okay. See, what's this next picture here of this really cool house with the 2 flags out front?
That is the end of the falls.
Oh, so what's the story behind this place? Is it like the most haunted, or?
Yes, it is haunted.
I'd hope so.
My friend worked at the pub downstairs at the
Okay.
end of the falls, and he's pretty sure he saw something moving. A shadow figure, a pale figure going through the end of the pub.
But you,
Yes.
you of course did not see this, did you?
No, he told me, and I believe him because he wouldn't.
But he was
tell
with
any
you?
stories like
Was he
that.
with you when he saw it, or?
No, he was by himself.
Oh, okay.
It was closing up, and he was working there, and he saw something. It spooked him. He didn't work too long afterwards there.
Oh, he was working there. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of got freaked out.
Yeah, I bet. Bishop Arts
Now,
and Sciences is asking, what do you consider to be the most haunted place in your town?
The place we're talking about right now, the end of the falls.
What is it? The what falls?
The end of the falls.
The end of the falls?
Where we are right now. Yeah, the building. Yeah. Where
Now,
we are right now.
Why is it the most haunted?
There's been, besides my friend, there's other people that can confirm that there's been ghost activity.
So it's common to see like an apparition there?
Yes.
That takes a lot of
TV's
energy, so that's impressive.
TV's turning on and off, things moving around,
Mm.
lights going on and off. Yes, it's very, sorry, very interesting.
Yeah, it is. That's like what you want to have happen when you do an investigation. Like you want that hard, like undeniable kind of experience that like, okay, yeah, I really saw something. Like is it like you can't really put that off as having been your imagination.
Yes, it was actually built as a residence for the first district judge in the municipality, Mr. William McAfee. It was his home until the 20s. It became a youth home. Sorry, and then it was converted into a hotel in 1943.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now it's, what is it now?
Yeah, it's still a hotel.
Oh.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, nice hotel. There is one. Here's the following ghost. Someone who worked there, Jackie Niven, died of cancer in the 1970s there. She haunts the place. There's three other ghosts named Charlie, Sarah, and Bob. They're friendly and playful and like playing tricks like the TV and the lights.
Are they children?
I think one is a child. The two others are adults.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And my friend also said late at night he can smell cigar smoke.
Ooh.
Late at night. And sometimes the ashtrays move around in the building too, by the way.
Like they see them move, or do they just find them in different places?
Find them in different places. Some people said they have seen them move a little bit from one end of the table to the other. I'm like,
interesting,
okay.
Yeah.
Room 105 has the most activity.
Okay.
The room can be cold. Sometimes you hear children giggle.
Ooh, so...
And I believe Charlie likes that room, and they see a middle-aged man moving through the doorway.
Ooh, so any idea why that room?
Unknown. The theory is that all three may have been in that room, stayed in that room once upon a time.
Oh.
Not sure, actually. Maybe, who knows? Maybe that's...
Just cause, they just like it.
Yeah, they're drawn to the room.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unusual, but hey, more power to them. Right?
There must be something to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the next two buildings, the next picture has the Muse. That building is a more newer building. I think it was built also in the 40s.
Is this on the same property?
Yes, on the same property.
Okay. And now, is it a part of the hotel?
Yes. From both buildings, there's a balcony, and you can see Bracebridge Falls. You can see the old powerhouse, and Bracebridge Falls, and the wharf area, or Bracebridge Bay.
Oh, sounds like a great view. So I imagine it's up on a hill.
Yes, it's on a hill.
Wow, nice. And so what is this building used for then, the Muse?
Oh, the Muse? It has rooms in it. People stay in it.
Oh, it has more rooms. Yeah. Oh, is it like the suites, or it seems fancy if it's like detached?
Suite. It's like a detached suite. It's like...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's super
no,
cool.
I haven't been in there. I have been in the main building, but not in that.
Are there stories to this building also? Or is it just really the main building?
It's most of the stories go around the main building.
Mm.
The next picture after that is another view of the hotel. It's very odd. It has like wood and a spiral too.
Yeah, it's like mixed architecture. They must have put an addition on at some point, it looks like. Do you know what the history of the building is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did build an addition decades ago.
Yeah, it looks like it, because there's it's a couple of different architectural styles going on in there.
Yeah, which may be a reason why it draws paranormal activity.
Yeah, it seems like whenever renovations are done, it seems to stir things up.
Yeah, karma.
Yeah. So what is this next building? It looks like, is it a school? This big brick building.
Oh, that's the Bracebridge Courthouse.
Oh, it's the courthouse. So what's the story
Yeah.
behind this? Is there like is it haunted by the judge or something?
Interesting. Being the first judge, they had to build the first building, the first courthouse in the district. And that's the one. It was built in 1900.
Oh,
It's
wow.
quite the old building.
So it's
It's
120
built,
years old, right? Yeah.
yes, it was built by Frederick Heeks, who, by the way, within a couple of decades would be the head architect for all buildings in the province of Ontario.
Oh, very
Which is
nice.
very, very nice. It That's where the provincial courts and the Ontario government services are. The jail is there too. There is a jail. And the story is there are two unmarked graves of two executed prisoners on the property. Now where is not sure. Some people say it's in the parking lot beside it, on
Oh.
the north side. Some people say it's in the back. Some people say it's right underneath the front lawn. So people are walking up and down.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but they're not sure to be certain.
So what activity goes on then? I mean, I assume are these two prisoners spotted?
Uh, some people have said they have they see two figures lurking at night,
Uh,
going around the building. I haven't seen it personally myself. In the back, there's a pub called, oh my goodness, called the Griffin.
Wait, so it's a courthouse, a
Yep.
prison, and a pub?
Well, there's a pub in the building behind it.
On the same property.
Yeah, in the same area.
That's lovely.
Yeah, there's a little. I wish I had pictures of it, but there is a bricked laneway. That's called Chancery Lane, and that's been there for years and years. Some people say they've seen apparitions coming down from the top down towards Manitoba Street.
Wow, that's a
Now,
long way
these
to
are
travel
just
for an
stories.
apparition.
Yeah, these are just stories. I'm not too sure. I
Just
think
stories.
I can kind of believe it.
Yeah.
I can kind of believe it. Especially, I didn't realize until not too long ago that there was actually unmarked graves.
Yeah, that's usually a good source for some paranormal activity.
Yes, yeah, they usually take it to the cemetery, so I'm not sure what the story is on the unmarked graves.
Yeah.
Very
You would think they would
interesting.
have been moved.
Yeah, I guess not. So there's the mystique.
Yes. Mysterious
Ooh.
Canada. And I see the next picture here is the sign for the district courthouse, built in 1900.
Yes.
And then we're back
So
to
yeah,
the...
it's another historical landmark.
Yes, so...
We have quite a few. So yeah, Muskoka District Courthouse, built 1900. It took, I think, about 2 years to build.
Oh,
I
wow.
think they had it. So they had it. I think there were a few delays, but it's a beautiful building. It's pretty much hasn't changed. They have gone through renovations about a decade ago for repairs for the roof and the back wall. So that's
Well, there
they
should
opened
be
up.
some activity stirring up there, I would think, huh?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Well, we are back to the beginning of your picture, so that was super cool. I really appreciate you going around and getting a couple of those shots from for the show this week.
Thank you. Well, you know what? There's probably a lot of buildings. As I said, there's 5 waterfalls, 5 cemeteries, a lot of historical buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it's like it's interesting. The Worcester Villa, the mill, the falls, the courthouse are in a short distance of each other. So it's like Spook Central.
Really is, and I kind of also wonder, like, if it doesn't have something to do with all the falls. Some of that water must flow underground, and that tends to be like a magnet for paranormal activity itself.
Yeah, being geographically where we are, halfway between the equator and the North Pole.
Yeah, you have a lot of just natural energies kind of mixing together.
Yeah, the geography, the geometry, it's very odd. And we got a lot of old buildings down here protected.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I love hearing that about towns preserving their historic buildings and still just using them. That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be part 1 because we got more buildings that are very interesting.
Well, if they're haunted, I'll have you back on to tell us all about that.
Yeah. So we do got paranormal activity in some buildings. Some are just historical.
Yeah. They're still interesting. The history behind them, like as you've explained some of them tonight, are just really cool.
Yeah.
But being haunted always helps.
Yeah, I just wait. And another part, well, I'll have to go and I'll get pictures of the Bella Bay Inn and
yeah, some of the inside, the original furniture and whatnot. That'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Yes, if I can get in there, that's in there. Yeah, there's a lot of old places.
There are. Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for your time coming on tonight and hanging out with us and giving us that little virtual tour. You've super knowledgeable there on the historic end, which has been much appreciated. I had no idea about how spooky Canada was.
Yes. Well, this is only one little area.
I know. We only talked about one town.
Yeah. There's a lot of towns. Toronto.
Oh yeah, Canada's a big place.
A lot of places from Fort York to the old court building on Queen Street West.
Mm.
And a lot of places in between. Castle Loma. There's a lot of interesting places.
Well, you find the ghosts and you come back here and tell us all about it. And then Coffee with the Dead and Red Vein will have to pack up and take a little trip up north.
Yes, come to the Great White North.
Yep.
Come up to Muskoka. Everyone's welcome as soon as the things settle down with the coronavirus.
As soon as your borders open back up, Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Everyone's welcome.
Fantastic. Well, Marty, thanks so much. We're gonna wrap up for tonight, but we'll be talking again in the future, so have a good one.
Well, thank you, Ann. Everyone have a good night. Stay spooky.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, Boots says good night. He just meowed.
Oh, Boots is his cat. Yeah, he's freaking adorable.
Yeah. No, he's glaring at me.
Because he knows it's bedtime, right?
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, take care. I'll talk to you later then, Marty.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. That was Marty Kingshott. If you have any additional questions that you'd like to ask him, go ahead. You can shoot them over. You can drop them here in chat, or just get at me on Facebook. I am the Para Ann. Surprise, surprise, there is another Para Ann, but they are not me. So if you want to talk to me, put the in front of my name, and ta-da. Or you can go to the Coffee with the Dead Facebook page as well. Go to the YouTube channel. Let's see. You can also get the show on Spotify, Pandora, and we're on like a dozen other podcasting apps too. It's really cool. I keep finding like new ones all the time that I can submit to. So I'm always kind of on new platforms here and there. So whatever you use, chances are you'll be able to find the show. Let's see. We have 3 Patreons. Yay! I want to say finally, but I mean, this is only episode number 5. But I'm super stoked to have Haven Van Heusen on the Shadow tier. Chris Geyser, also on the Shadow tier. And Lisa Rambo on the Shadow tier. The 3 of you have been the very first to sign up. And amazingly, you all signed up within like 2 days of each other. So I don't know what that's all about, but I liked it. It was a nice trend. They, for being a Patreon on the Shadow tier, have special access to my walking tour of the Point Lookout State Park, the lighthouse, and some of the grounds. There's a Civil War jail, and a lot of riding around and chit-chatting, and a beautiful view of the water and things. But that's a video exclusive only to Shadow tier members. So if you would like to see that video, head over to the Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/CWTD and just sign up. You can select your, I'm going to call it a donation, but your little monthly monetary amount that you would like to support me and the show with, and my travels to all these lovely spooky places that you, as a Patreon, will have special access to seeing. So, greatly appreciated in advance, once more. Wink, wink. As I was saying in the beginning of the show, I also have new merch out. I was working on pillows, like those little small like throw pillows. You know, they're really good to hug on rainy days and stuff. See, I was doing some canvas prints of the Mugman logo. Mugman's on everything. He just should be. We're gonna do tapestries, socks, some cool stuff. You know, some cool stuff. Mugman looks pretty good on them. You know. If there's a special piece of swag that you would like, let me know, and I can look into that, see how easy or not that would be to design for you. And also, we are looking for interviews, so I think starting the week of July 10th, let me just check July, so July 10th, looks like. If you would like to be on, it's actually the 12th is the date, but the week of the 10th. If you have anything spooky and glorious that you would like to share with us, like Marty did tonight, drop me a line and we can, do a thing. Let's see. H.I. Ball is asking, how did you come up with the Mugman logo? I don't know. That's my whole answer. I don't know. The show's called Coffee with the Dead, so it made sense to do a mug, you know. And I wanted the steam coming off the mug. It was actually a much more complicated design originally, and it was going to be more of a banner or website background. It was like a little gravestone and a little girl, you know, like in a little like party dress, and clinking cups with a ghostly hand coming out of a tombstone, you know. And when they clink their cups together, the smoke was gonna say, you know, Coffee with the Dead, woo, and it was gonna be the website banner background thing, a much larger piece of artwork, but it downsized quite a bit to just Mugman, just a coffee mug instead of the whole scene. So that's a long story to a short answer. All right, very good. So I will be on the book face directly after the show doing the post-show chats, as I do every week. So I look forward to seeing y'all over there. And until then, remember, the veil is thin.